Some teachers are appealing the DepEd order instructing the removal of teaching aids from classroom walls, but the Education Department says no. Former PNP chief and now Senator Bato de la Rosa wants to find out if the Bucor chief is accountable for the escape of a beloved inmate. President Bongbong Marcos joins the nation in remembering the late Senator Ninoy Aquino, his father's political archrival. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. The Education Department says its no decor policy is final. Speaking to us here on One News Now, DepEd Assistant Secretary Francis Bringas said that the agency will not recall the order prohibiting wall decorations in the classrooms. Bringas said Vice President and DepEd Secretary Sara Duterte is firm about this instruction that walls of classrooms should be completely bare. The DepEd officials, however, noted that teachers can still use visual aids and bring these during their lessons.
We understand, very firm the Assistant Secretary sa kanyang directive, and we understand that there are instructional materials that are truly helpful in the teaching learning process. Pero magagamit naman talaga nila yung mga visual materials, instructional materials nila during the conduct of the actual lesson.
The Alliance of Concerned Teachers is not in favor of DepEd's order to remove teaching materials from the walls of the classrooms. In an interview with Radio 5, ACT Chairman Vladimir Quetua said they were not consulted on the matter. Quetua is particularly opposed to the removal of visual aids from walls, which he said are a big help in students' learning across several subjects. ACT is asking for an audience with principal and school division superintendents to clarify the new DepEd order.
Tanggalin po yung mga tinatawag na hindi namin trabaho magturo, pero gagawin namin. Halimbawa, pagbabantay sa security guard o security, magbabantay sa co-op, mag-check. Marami kaming ginagawa na hindi dapat gawin. Yun sana tanggalin ng DepEd.
In other news, the Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Catapang doubts the story of an inmate who earlier bolted prison. Catapang said that security is tight in Bilibid, especially around the maximum security compound. In a reenactment, inmate Michael Angelo Cataroja claimed that he was able to escape by clinging at the bottom of a garbage truck leaving the penitentiary. Cataroja was first reported missing on July 15 and was rearrested on August 17.
Talagang pinitingnan namin yung anggulo ng nagkaroon ng kunayban sa mga gwardya. Kasi talagang mahigpit po yan na chine-check kahit yung sa ilalim ng truck, in-inspect po maigi yan. Sabi ko, hindi convincing yung reenactment na yan, baguhin nyo yan. Tignan nyo, baka hindi naiisa na naman kayo ni PBBM, Taroha, baka niloko ko kayo.
For his part, former PNP chief and now Senator Bato de la Rosa says the lapses in Bilibid security are, quote, unacceptable. The senator said it is a shame that an inmate was able to bolt the facility and the maximum security compound yet. De la Rosa added that someone should be held responsible for the incident.
Sobrang lapses. That's unacceptable. Maximum security compound, malayasan ng isang preso. That's a mortal sin. Mortal sin yan. So dapat heads must roll. Heads must roll para hindi mangyari ito. Nagkahiya nga.
De la Rosa is calling for a more thorough investigation to the inmate's escape. He said that accountability could reach Bucor's highest level, from the person in charge of maximum security to the facility superintendent and possibly the Bucor chief.
Titingnan natin kung hanggang aabot ba sa kanya yung negligience of duty. Maaabot ba sa kanya para may mapapanagot. I'm not sure yet. Ang line of reasoning niya is that hindi naman talaga direkta siyang namamahala dyan by level of the chain of command. Titingnan natin kung hanggang saan yung aabot yung command responsibility.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. President Bongbong Marcos talks about unity and transcending political barriers as the nation commemorates the 40th death anniversary of former Senator Ninoy Aquino. In a statement, the chief executive said he stands with Filipinos in remembering Aquino, the arch-rival of his father, the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Marcos Jr. called on Filipinos to develop a Philippines where personal biases fade. He also maintained the need to build a more inclusive and progressive country. Earlier today, people gathered and offered flowers over at the Terminal 1 of Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA. This was where Aquino was assassinated upon returning from exile in 1983. Among those present were Aquino's grandson, Kiko Aquino D, as well as historian Xiao Chua. Chua pointed out that Ninoy symbolizes sacrifice for the nation as his death showed that Filipinos were willing to die for their beliefs. The historian also underscored the significance of remembering this holiday regardless of the current political climate.
Napakahalaga niya sa consciousness ng Pilipino, and in fact, it's a turning point that brought change to our country. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng paggunita para sariwain muli. So, kailangan gamitin natin lahat ng kapangyarihan ng demokrasya, ng kapangyarihang bayan upang alalahanin itong mga mahalagang tagpo sa ating kasaysayan, anuman ang political climate.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Fuel prices will go up for the 7th consecutive week. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, August 22. Gasoline will be pricier by 1 peso and 10 centavos per liter, while diesel will go up by 20 cents a liter. Kerosene, meanwhile, will be more expensive by 70 centavos per liter. The fresh round of oil price hikes is attributed to global production cuts and the slowdown in China's economy. Senators will look into the supposed 10 billion peso cut in the budget of the Health Department next year. They said funds for basic services should neither be slashed nor be bloated to properly address needs of vulnerable populations. DOH's 2024 fund is now at 199.45 billion pesos, down from the initial proposed budget of a little over 209 billion pesos. The Commission on Higher Education has issued a show-cause order against the Philippine Christian University. CHED flags supposed offenses of the university offering programs that do not have proper permits. PCU is yet to respond on the matter. Moving on to sports, some former Gilas players believe outside shooting will be key in the national team's campaign in the FIBA World Cup. Here's the report. Former members of Gilas Pilipinas are confident that the national team can go neck and neck with some of the world's best in the upcoming FIBA World Cup. Ex-Gilas snipers Jeff Chan and Larry Fonacher stress the importance of winning their first assignment against the Dominican Republic. They believe this will set the tone in terms of confidence in the team's campaign.
Malaking bagay yun eh. Malaking confidence yun sa atin going to the next game. The size that we need is there. So, I think we really have a good chance. Let's catch the Dominican Republic on an off night, hopefully, and we all play together.
Outside shooting will also be key since a lot of the teams are taller than the Pinoys in the global showcase.
Sa international stage, napaka-importante yung consistent ka sa labas. Kasi magiging floor spacing yun, floor spacer, tapos para maganda yung magiging atake na. Kasi malalaki ang mga international players.
It's very vital. The outside shot is a game changer, and especially if they're going to double Clarkson, pretty much everyone has to be ready.
The three were present in the continuation of the FIBA Trophy Tour, which made its stop at the Mall of Asia atrium last night. Aside from former players, Miss Universe 2018 and Gilas ambassadress Catriona Gray was also there. World Cup mascot Jeep was also present to entertain fans at the event. Before arriving in Manila, the Naismith Trophy made stops in Cebu and Davao last week. It traveled to Ilocos Norte for the last stop today, where it all will be showcased until August 24. Meanwhile, teams continue to arrive in Manila for the World Cup. Among them is Angola, which the Philippines will be battling in Group A of the initial stage. The team's plane landed past 6 in the evening last Saturday. Atlanta Hawks big man Bruno Fernando will banner the Angolan team, says that they are ready for action after undergoing intense preparations for this event.
We're looking forward to trying to win some games and compete at the highest level.
Yes, so what are your expectations?
Trying to win games, that's what we're here for.
Egypt and Mexico have also landed over the weekend. Mexico will be Gilas' last tune-up assignment later tonight before the World Cup. Last night, several FIBA officials have also been welcomed by the country, like Executive Committee member Ingo Weiss from Germany. Weiss praised the local organizers for the smooth implementation of the event so far.
I think it will be a great World Cup, and it should be one of the best World Cup we ever had with FIBA.
Only 4 more days before the FIBA World Cup kicks off on August 25. So support Gilas, support Team Pilipinas, watch and buy tickets to the biggest sports event of the year. Meantime, One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.